Locke, I think first and foremost is a leader. He's a guy who can think on his feet, who's always one step ahead of the adversary. He doesn't act rashly. He's a thinker, and that's something that I like. I like characters that have a bit of poise. There's always something underneath. They're always thinking about the next move, and it's not that they don't have the I guess emotional commitment as other characters, but they just don't wear their emotions on their sleeve. And as a leader, I think sometimes your poise is the first thing that your followers look for. And so that's what Locke is. Locke has that and in spades. And so I felt like that would be something very interesting and unique to play, because you can go so far with that kind of, that kind of person. When you see someone that you really believe in, that you trust, and you think will get the job done and ultimately save the day, that's an interesting character to kind of try and bring to life. For the most part, the characters that they're going to play, and we all kind of, hang out together and get familiar with each other. But for the most part, we have, Horrigan, who I feel like is a compulsive person, and then we have Ramos, he's a medic he's a family man, and then we have Estrin, who is the youngest of the group, and he's a bit of a smart aleck, very smart, very competitive. And so we've been battle tested. We've been through the stages. I think we're pretty much as an elite force as you can find. So as a group, I'm expected to lead this group and to try and point them in the right direction and to get the task done. And so that's what this group is. It's a bunch of pieces that come together to make a greater whole. We had some really good locations. The forest was really extraordinary. I thought it was like a unique spot for the location, and you couldn't tell where you were. I mean, they seamlessly got locations that bled into other locations, and just the transitions were great. So I'm interested in seeing how they piece together all these locations, because it is otherworldly. I mean, we're in Belfast. We're going to go to Iceland, and when you use these worlds, I mean, I don't think people from most countries see these kind of landscapes. So I think it will be otherworldly and alien to them. Like it'll be quite unique, and I think we'll really hit nail on the head when it comes to trying to figure out what exactly it would be like to be on another planet. There's pacing, and he constantly reminds us of the pace, which is very important with a film like this. And it's also very important to not get too bogged down in the emotions of the characters, not to get too bogged down in the little details that would normally bog down the average person, because you have to remember we're not the average person. The stakes are not average. They are higher than most people's stakes. And so when you find yourself in a situation like this, you got to remember there's really no time to sit there and feel sorry for yourself. There's really no time to sit around and just kind of like wonder what if. Action has to happen, and you're constantly thinking of what to do next. I think it's quite exciting in the beginning. I think that's something that we will enjoy, and then I think once we establish that, then I think we'll peel back a layer or two, especially with Locke, who's a new character that's being introduced now, as to what he might have in store going forward. What he's going towards, because ultimately this is a journey. So I think for this, as opposed to the game, you're going to see Locke in an earlier stage, and so that's going to be very interesting to see what you're actually, what this character was before you are introduced to him in the game, in which he'll be a completely different character.